change your script to change your life. My name is Amina. I'm your favorite trauma-informed spiritual coach, and today I'm going to tell you how to change your life by simply changing your script. We have a special guest today. Anyways, today I want to tell you one of the most integral parts of jumping into your dream life, which is by changing the script that runs in your head all day, every day. First thing I want to mention is, what does it mean, to change your script? What is the script? Well, I want to go back to the metaphor itself. When we are talking about actors in movies, we understand that each actor has their own method to stepping into their role. But across the board, the general foundation to being a good actor is dissecting the script of your movie. Now, if we're talking in a spiritual manifestation concept, the movie would be our lives, and we are the actor, and the script is our inner thoughts. But if we're talking about an actor who is in a conventional movie setting, the script is that relates to their current project. And this includes the intonation, the accents, the emphasis. That is something they must create after reading that script, the dialogue. They must invoke meaning into the words themselves. And actually, me and you, we're doing this every single day. Our inner thoughts are adding these emphasis, this tone, this tint to the way that we perceive the world around us. And this turns into our spoken script. We have a written script that is our subconscious mind. But the spoken script is the thoughts that circulate in our head all day, every day. Now, what do I mean by changing your script to change your life? Well, this basically is a metaphor to explain how your thoughts inform your reality. And everybody talks about this on the internet. I'm sure if you are into self-improvement, if you're into being the best version of yourself, you've likely heard the concept of changing your thoughts. But I want to introduce something a little bit more niche and specific because my technique is rooted in addressing your trauma and your triggers and healing your nervous system. So when we talk about your script, there's actually a lot of words that are circulating in your head like a song on a replay loop. And there are specific words that are actually very triggering to you and your psyche. So much so that your brain gets addicted to wiring these words into your everyday life. What I want to talk about is beyond changing your thoughts, you must understand what has led to the thoughts that circulate in your head. Who wrote the script that you're following? Because a lot of people say, change your thoughts and rewire the way that you think about yourself, but it's actually more helpful for people who experience trauma and anything else that has damaged their nervous system to understand what caused it in the first place. This is a method of understanding your inner world at its core, because you are now not going from A to Z, you're going from Z to A. You're working backwards, because sometimes we have to understand who broke us, what broke us, who informed us, who taught us, so that we can do better than what was provided to us before. And you're probably wondering, what's the easy way out? What is the way where I can simply bypass all of this and I can just sort of install a new software into my brain? And I'm going to tell you, you might be able to do that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, you have to go through my entire coaching program and download my guide and do this and do that. Because the truth is, every person is different. And I'm somebody who, honestly, manifestation is a little bit slower for me because I am somebody who has a high computing brain. I'm always overthinking, I'm always analyzing, I'm studying and researching. And although I'm very proud of my intelligence, I'm also a bit annoyed at how much my brain is constantly wanting to overthink about everything. And so that slows me down. And so I am somebody who experiences slightly slower manifestation, but you could be somebody who can bypass all of this. The real easy way to do that is by changing your script in real time. You might not even want to go back to who wrote your script and who provided that outline for you. But for a lot of us, we need that so that we can understand what exactly broke us in the first place so that we can come in and repair our souls and our minds in the way that we deserve to heal and feel. And changing your script is so powerful because, your script is something that is usually remaining unchanged for most of your life. If you are somebody who practices techniques to enforce neuroplasticity, it's possible that your script could be changing throughout the decades that you are alive here. But for most people, your neuroplasticity declines as you age because you're not engaging in many actions of critical thinking or challenging, your neural pathways. You having to change your script does actually rely on how flexible your brain is. Keeping your brain flexible at the biological level is so very important, not only for you to be an open-minded and empathetic person, but so that you can actually level up your life. Without going on too long, I want to say that changing your script might take some time. It might not. The easy way to do it is to understand that you are an amalgamation of all the voices circulating in your head. Some of them belong to you and some of them don't. Some of them are acquired and inherited from your bloodline, from the people who raised you, your work environment. These are all the different lenses of life on Earth. And it's your job to decode the programming that you were installed with as you grew up. I have clients from the age of 14 to 75. And something I hear from all of them is that a lot of their limiting beliefs were not their own. Their limiting beliefs, these horrible glitches in their script, were inherited from the dialogue that others unloaded on them as they grew up. This could be in the form of a hateful mother or an insecure friend or an angry teacher. The list can go on and on. But if we can understand who was writing our script, what were the situations that guided the tonality of our script, we can now step in as the director of the show and change it all. We can completely rip out the foundation upon which our life was built on and install a new scaffolding. Something that is holding us together in a much more aligned and wholesome form. The last thing I want to add is sort of reminder. A lot of you guys want to be your best version. You want to be the highest version of yourself that is aligned with your deepest desires. And personally, I believe that the individual who goes beyond themselves to care about the collective and the community around them is the individual that experiences abundance at a higher frequency. The suggestion I want to provide you with is when you are rewriting your script, if you will, don't forget all the side characters in your story, the people you've never met, the people whose lives you'll touch simply by existing, and the people who formed your sense of self in the best way possible, those who left an imprint on you that has made you a better person. Don't forget those side characters, because although you are the main character of your storyline, if you focus on yourself for too long, suddenly your life becomes a very isolating experience. And if you are striving for abundance, I would hope that you're also striving for abundance in the form of community and connection as well. So that concludes my video on changing your script to change your life. If it was a bit sporadic or confusing, forgive me. I have a ADHD mind. I feel like I'm always jumping from one idea to the next, trying to articulate myself as best as I can. But if you'd like to join my community, you'd like to join my clientele, click the link in my bio and you can access my storefront. I have many offers right now available, which includes my one-on-one coaching sessions, my one-on-one 8-week program, as well as my Align with Your Soul frequency guide, which will teach you how to tap in to the frequency of your dreams and desires from a very authentic place, which is your soul. And I also have my affirmation card deck available. These affirmations quite literally changed my life. I printed them out and keep them next to my bed and I recite them every morning. So yes, if you are interested in working with me, DM me, message me, comment down below what you felt about this video and how this resonated with you. I'd love to hear from you, and subscribe while you're at it. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye! Bye.